Percentage player sleep has existed on Minecraft Java Edition for a long time, and now it's on Bedrock Edition, all thanks to this handy add-on. Now, I'm going to change this sleep percentage up to above 50%. There are 2 players currently in this world, and that means that when Chuck Loader wants to go to sleep at night time, then he can't, because it needs 2 players in bed. But if I change this percentage down to less than 50%, it will let him sleep, because, well, that's enough players. You want this? Yes? Okay, well let's figure out where to get it from and how to install it. So first you need to head over to FoxyNoTail.com. You can either go to downloads and search for it, click on the downloads button or the add-ons button, or just click on this button on the homepage. Scroll down until you find Percentage Player Sleep. Note that this is an experimental add-on for now, and then go to the download button, click on the download link, and save that to your computer or mobile device. Once you've got that saved, you can either open up the zip file and find the add-on file inside, as well as the README file, which in this case is quite important because there are a few things that you'll need to do in order to make this add-on work. It's also worth noting that this add-on does contain a player entity file, which means if you have other add-ons that also use the player entity file, it will conflict. So you can either drag the add-on file out of the zip file, or you can right-click on your zip file and extract that, in which case everything will go in a folder, and then you can double-click the MC add-on file. Minecraft should load up, it should say import started, and all being well, it should say it was successful in importing it. Then all you need to do is create a new world to add it to, or you can add it to an existing world. So I'm going to go to this one, which I've named pps-admin. I'm going to go down to Behavior Packs, go to My Packs, find the Percentage Player Sleep, which should be at the top of the list if you've just installed it, click on Activate, click Continue, and you'll note it will be in the active packs. Make sure in your game settings that you have the Beta APIs experiment toggled, or this will not work. Once you've got it all installed, click on Play, and the first thing you're going to need to do is be able to set the percentage, which, well, it will default to 10% if you can't. So what you'd need to do is run a command, which will be pps-setup. However, if you run that, it'll say you're not authorized to use this pps add-on. Tag yourself with the pps-admin tag to use the command, and it gives you the command to run there. So if I do tag add pps-admin, then if I go to run that pps-setup, it will say setup complete. Now, if you don't have access to commands on your single-player world, then don't worry. There is a different way around it. If we come out of the game, now realistically you should do this before you install it, otherwise you'll have a problem, but you can rename the MC add-on file to a zip file. That will allow you to then open up that zip file and see the files inside. And you need to go into the BP folder, which is the behavior pack, the scripts folder, and then index.js. Open that up in your favorite text editor, and you'll see there are a couple of things we can change here. We can change it from use tag true to use tag false. And what that will do is that will allow anybody that's OP in your world or an operator in your world to be able to use this without needing a tag. Therefore, you won't have to run the tag command. The problem is that doing this doesn't work on BDS servers for some reason. I've tried to make it work, but it doesn't. So if you're using a BDS server, you're going to have to keep that on true. But don't worry, because even if you don't have cheats enabled on the server, you can still run the commands from the server console. Once you've changed that, make sure you save it, close that file. It will ask you if you want to modify the zip file, click OK, close that, and then rename that back to MC add-on, and then you can double click it and it will install again. If you've already got installed and you double click it, it will tell you that it's failed because it's a duplicate pack of what you've already got. So you will have to go into your settings, storage, behavior packs, find the behavior pack and delete it from there. And then when you go to double click it and add it in, it should import successfully. And there we go. Double check it's in your world still when you're going to load up your world, click on play, and once you're back in, then you can run a couple more commands. So if we press T to open up the command window and type in pps help, that will tell you all of the different things you can do. So we've already used setup, the other one is actually setting the percentage. So if we do pps, for instance, 40, that will set the percentage to 40. If we do pps1, that will set it to 1. If we try and do 101, It won't let us because it needs to be between 1 and 100. The other way we can actually activate this if we do have the tag or if we are OP, if we've changed the setting, is to hold a bed, shift and click. And then you will get the slider and you can set the percentage there and that will do the same thing. So if you are an OP on your world or server and you have it set to operators, you'll be able to do this. Or if you do have the tag and you've got it set to use tag, then anybody with that tag will be able to do this as well. So let's see how it works. So first I'm going to invite a friend into the game. I'm going to pop them down a bed and I'm going to make sure the percentage is more than 50%, which means that will need both of us to actually sleep at night. So if I set it to night and ask Chuck to sleep, you'll see it will say PPS. 1 out of 2 players in bed, signaling to me that I need to get in bed as well. And if I go into bed and then click open chat, it'll say 2 out of 2 players in bed, skip until day. So there we go. That worked with both of us in bed, but what if I want it to be so one person can do it? Well, if I change this to less than 50%, because there's only 2 of us, and click submit. Now when I turn it to nighttime and Chuck gets into bed, you will see it'll say PPS 1 out of 1 players in bed, skip until dawn, and there we go. Nice and simple. If you like this add-on, you want to add it to your world, then head over to FoxyNoTail.com and get it downloaded. What's stopping you? Other than potentially the other conflicting packs that are on your world. But don't worry about that. This one's better.